Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kevin here, back with yet another reaction. This is number 2 on the day. As I alluded to in the previous one I did by Brandon Hart, Stayed Here. I wanted to do 3 songs over the next couple days. That would be Tom MacDonald's new one, Brandon Hart's new one, and then lastly, our man Mad Child. So obviously I didn't want to wait till tomorrow. I didn't want to waste any further time. I have been holding off on listening to this song. The song is called Brainwashed by Tom MacDonald. Obviously, all 3 of the people I just mentioned, they're very active when it comes to making music. They were prior to COVID kind of restrictions being slowly lifted, and that's kudos to them. It's great to have self-motivated individuals who are making music because that's their passion, and that's one of the reasons why I tend to like them so much, and probably one of the reasons why you guys do too, because I see your comments when I do their songs. So I don't know much about this. Obviously, I do have a feeling this is probably one of those songs that's going to trigger a lot of people, but as I've stated in previous songs, Tom is he's a refreshing change to what musicians are doing. He speaks his mind. He doesn't sugarcoat things, and I have always been kind of under the belief that if you're passionate about something, whether I agree with it or not, I'd like to hear your stance on it. And I don't have to agree with everything, but there is something nice about somebody who is going against the norm. And Tom definitely does that. So we're going to waste no further time. The song is called Brainwashed by Tom MacDonald, and let's listen.
Half the country fell asleep, but they scream woke. We're distracted by vaccines and TV shows. Politics, celebrity, gossip, popular need quotes. Black lives, white lives, which lives mean most? We only dedicate one day to remember our fallen soldiers, the men and women who died young. But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month. Alright,
so obviously we never get very far through a Tom song, or any song on this channel, without some sort of reference being acknowledged. I really think he's got a lot to what he's saying in terms of we having one day a year where we dedicate to remembering our fallen veterans and all those who kind of paved the way for us to live our lives, us to have free speech the way Tom MacDonald does, and how, Caitlyn Jenner gets 1 month of Pride, Pride Month. So there's definitely something to that. He does have a point there. It would be nice to remember our fallen heroes, and there's definitely something to that. He also makes a comment about people being kind of asleep and now they're claiming to be woke. We are distracted by vaccines and TV shows. I think that there's definitely something to that. I think that this whole vaccine mask thing has really just desensitized us to human beings sometimes, and I'm not going to get too far into that. And then let's face it, we were all under quarantine for quite some time. Not quarantine, sorry, under restrictions with COVID, and me a lot actually, because I live here in Quebec. So we actually had an 8 o'clock curfew for I don't even know how long, but it was many months. So there are things that we just had to roll with the punches with, and obviously we were probably all watching a lot more TV than normal. So being distracted by vaccines and TV shows, there's some truth to that. Let's continue.
You're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month. The most dangerous pandemic's propaganda from these clowns. Only mask is gonna save us is duct tape on their mouths. Don't speak. We don't need to deform police, need to deform the media who lies through their teeth like...
Done. That is absolutely true. I don't know what everybody's stance on it is. I myself, maybe, I'm not going to go too much into this. This isn't going to be a political tirade, but me, myself, all my interactions with police officers have been fairly positive throughout my life. And the ones that haven't been positive are because I was a 16, 17-year-old punk trying to maneuver his way through this world under his own rules. So the reality is yes, there's bad apples to everything. It doesn't matter what job it is, whether you're a garbage man, a politician, there's a lot of people out there that are not good people, and they just happen to occupy certain jobs. So to say that all police officers need to be defunded or all police departments, I just don't agree with it. And I mean, he's got something to his stance on there. If you do agree with it, I'm not saying you're wrong. Obviously, I stated at the beginning of the song, guys, that we are all entitled to our own point of view, and my life is not someone else's. So if someone has a different point of view, I can't argue that they're wrong. However, I'm not convinced that defunding police force forces is necessarily a good thing. I just think maybe re-educating those who are becoming police officers and maybe doing some training for some of those older ones to see who fell through the cracks. Changing things a little bit makes sense to me. I don't think defunding police officers is really going to help anything, but just my point of view. Oh, and sorry, I realize now why I paused this, but he's saying about defunding the media. We all have a choice to watch what we want. I just don't watch the news because I find it to be bullshit. I really don't care about the Kardashians. I don't care about half the stuff that's on there. What constitute news nowadays is not my impression of what news is. If I want the news, I want to know what's going on in the world. I want to know what's going on in my city, good and bad, and I also want to know about the weather and maybe some sports. But the reality is there's a lot of manipulating people, and the more you watch TV, the more you will probably change your point of view on things and side to the thing that you're watching all the time. If you watch a certain news station, it may change your point of view in a lot. And obviously, through our lives, we do change our point of views from time to time. But the reality is we shouldn't have anybody else talking for us. So let's try to get through this song, huh? I mean, like, we're 32 seconds in, and I've already paused it like 3 times. So.
Who lies through their teeth like Big Pharma doesn't cure you, dog, cause every patient that gets cured is a customer lost, and big oil runs the world. The only wars that get fought are with the countries who have natural resources they want. Heard him claiming if a white man braids his hair and likes rap, he's appropriating culture. But if a white man acts too white, he's white trash. He's a racist, he's a bigot, he's a monster. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them.
Absolutely, there's some truth to that too. It's dividing us, guys. And the media has a lot of that, trying to divide people just by political points of view. It's like I know that I have a warped probably perception of this world sometimes, and not all my friends agree. But you know what? They're still my friends, and I agree with them too. I don't agree with them too, and they're still my friends. I just don't think that it's really that bad. We don't have to have a war between people because they disagree about their political parties. So he's got something to that, and he's saying about how if we all stood up and turned the table and stuck together, we could kind of cause a revolution. My words, not his, but I see what he's getting at here.
Against them. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, try to brainwash us, but we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them and then you against me. How did monkeys become people and people turned into sheep? They put fluoride in the water that's keeping us all asleep. Claiming what was best for us, I find it hard to believe, because they've been selling us cigarettes since we was 18.
All right, so I just also want to say about that fluoride comment there. So, for anybody out there, what is the reason we have fluoride in our water? Like a real genuine explanation as to like why there is fluoride in the water. I don't really know too much. I have like I said, I have a warped sense of view. I used to listen to Alex Jones quite often. And even if you think Alex Jones is a quack, realistically, he is. Even if you think that the guy had some points, and he had always brought up the fluoride in the water, and there's something to that. I mean, like even a broken clock is right 2 times a day, right? So Alex and all of the venom he's spewed throughout the years, he's definitely hit 1 or 2 points that ring true to me, and I'm really happy that Tom is acknowledging that, because I think I was told that there was a spokesperson who said that fluoride is in the water to protect people's teeth, but I really don't think that the government cares that much about people's teeth. However, drop a comment in the comment section and let me know what you guys think. If you have a better explanation, if you think I'm an idiot, whatever you do. And I just want to clarify, I used to listen to Alex Jones. I haven't checked InfoWars for years.
They put fluoride in the water that's keeping us all asleep. Claiming what was best for us, I find it hard to believe, because they've been selling us cigarettes since we was 18. Fake news, fake woke, distract and divide. You're either right or you're left, or you're black or you're white. Big tech don't need a microchip to hack in your life, because the phone inside your pocket is a tracking device. And I don't know what I'm on sick of, rappers or Joe Biden looking like he ate 100 Xanax for dinner. Because censoring the president and kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles.
There it is. You don't even have to be a Trump supporter. I don't care if you are or you aren't or whatever. But taking him off Twitter, okay, I do get it. I mean, you want to put that he started that whole, storming the Capitol that happened earlier this year. If you want to put him to blame for that, I get it. And if you're going to have people that are problematic on Twitter and causing, uprisings and things like that, I get your point of view. But again, I do think that that's something that definitely I can understand. But again, it's just his point of view. I mean, I'm not going to get too much into it, but there's some truths in this song, and I can't wait to listen. I should have just put the lyrics on the screen and really dissected this one, because this is a fantastic song. But I think I've paused it enough. I'm going to try to continue.
The president and kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles. You don't trust the police or the government, but you want people giving up the right to own a firearm. Why would you be comfortable if police and the government the only people on the planet with the right to buy a gun? White privilege getting amplified to reinforce division. It convinces white people that they're favored by their skin, and black people getting angry because they're told they're treated different. So the conflict is between us and never with the system. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die, the whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, and then you against me. Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem, made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design. They can't stop us.
Yeah.
We're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, and then you against me.
All right, that one hit hard, guys. That was a really awesome song. I really enjoyed that a heck of a lot, and man, there's some serious lyrics being dropped in that. There are some serious questions that are being posed by Tom. I don't know, in terms of the video itself, sorry guys, sorry about that. In terms of the video itself, I mean, very basic, very good. Kind of reminded me a little bit of the movie They Live. If you haven't seen They Live and you consider yourself woke, then definitely go see They Live. Not only is it a powerful story that kind of really fits into where we are in the world right now, but there's also the best fight scene I've seen in any movie between Roddy Piper and I can't remember what the other guy was, but it's a awesome fight. So I just want to say, this song was really, really good. I mean, like I said, some of the stuff he's saying about cell phones being trackers, he's got some points to that. I mean, they know where you're at all times because we all carry these at all times. Here I am dedicating my time to making a reaction video, and it's still within arm's reach. So the reality is he's got a point to that. If we think that COVID is going to help us with that situation, it's not. It's actually going to make it much worse. I know that at work we got an app recently that will be notifying us if we are more than a couple minutes within 6 feet of one another. So technology is existing and it does benefit us, and they kind of, in my personal opinion, they kind of get you sold on loving technology because of all these wonderful things it does for us. And it's true, it makes life so much easier. But the reality is there's also something in it for them, creating a portfolio on every American, Canadian, world citizen, whatever you want to say, is definitely something that people have on their agenda, whether you want to agree with it or not. But that's your opinion. Anyways, I I really, really liked this song. I didn't think it would get into such a political debate from me, but obviously it triggered something out of me, and not in the way where I'm offended or angry, but it triggered some thoughts from me where I had to express it into this video. So I want to thank you guys for sitting through this. This one may have been a little more painful for you guys to sit through, my tangents. However, Tom does elicit that out of me. He gets it out of me, and vocally, I think, like, actually, I'm just going to say it lyrically, I think this is one of his best songs. I truly think so. I know that Tom tells stories in his songs, and you may consider some of his other songs as, like, you know, more beautiful or have greater story or anything like that. But again, I feel like Tom is one of those artists that when you walk away and you've heard the song, it kind of it festers in you, and that's a good thing because we all need to think on our own. And I think that he's posed enough questions where you can walk away for this and think on your own. So great work here. I really liked the song, and I'm happy I did this within 48 hours of it coming out. Sorry I didn't get it done last night. Nova, great job with the video as always. I really liked this one. Simple, fairly basic, but really great nonetheless. And truly enjoyed this song, so hope you guys did too. Like I said, I will be doing a song either later this evening or tomorrow, Mad Child's new song, and then on Monday I'm going to drop a few songs from Easy Mill, and then I'm going to try to get some more regular rotation on this channel, and maybe try to do a song or schedule a reaction video for every other day for you guys. So hope you guys liked this one. Hope you guys have yourselves a great weekend, and I will be talking to you all very soon. Take care, everyone.